What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Friday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault, at Sports Talk Matt. To follow me across all socials, and welcome into the fifth room in Ridgefield, Connecticut, which is currently where I am taping this. If you are watching this, it looks like it's a fireside chat because I'm sitting in this very nice, comfortable chair as I come and talk to you guys here for the podcast tonight. Well, I wish I could come with better news, but this podcast has been absolutely disastrous in December. It has been just a very rough month. It's been a rough month for a bunch of people. I've asked a lot of my friends about how they've been doing and the way they've gone, and they've been up and down just like me. We go 2-0 and then we go 0-3. I mean, I bet a same game teaser last night involving the Browns, and the Browns scored 34 points in the first half. We had 41 for the game, 41 and a half for the game. So, not good. Up 2 units, and then we give it right back with 3.4 down. So like we're down 1.4 over the last 2 days. I haven't done the math. I think we're down. I'm pretty confident we're down for the week. So it's just get me to the end of the year and get me to January, and hopefully we'll be able to focus in and do better. Bowl games have been really hard. I mean, really hard. I'm pausing all of my bowl game conversations for a day. Maybe, I don't know. I might be done betting college football. Like, it's too wonky. It's too weird. BC and Rutgers both won. BC won a bowl game for the first time since 2016. SMU looked garbage. Are they, to bet motivation right now? Who wants to play? Who doesn't? It's very difficult. I mean, Rutgers scored a ton of points against Miami. Like, what? How did that game fly over? I was stunned at that, given the way that the defense is played. So, Rutgers was like Iowa-esque this year, and all of a sudden they were scoring a ton, and Miami couldn't stop anybody because they had defensive opt-outs and everything else. So it's just been one of those very frustrating end of the years, and bowl games are very hard to bet at the moment, so I'm not going to chase. I'm not going to run around and go crazy. So today I'm betting a hockey parlay, and I am betting a basketball game. The most I can lose is 2.1 units. It's all I'm going to have in action here for tonight for us. One hockey parlay and one college basketball game that I'll give you guys here in just 1 second. But first and foremost, this podcast is being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com. The promo code is JUICE, $30 off at checkout before the end of the year. You can jump on this savings across the entire site, which is 50% off site-wide at OmahaSteaks.com. JUICE, the promo code saves you $30 at checkout. Minimum purchase may be required. And coming up later on today, you guys have a chance to check out our brand new, very cool NBA betting show live on the BettingPros YouTube channel. It is called Fast Breaks, your ultimate source for NBA betting insights. Join Matt Modai every Wednesday and this Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time exclusively on the BettingPros YouTube channel. Get ready for the hottest picks, the juiciest odds for that day's NBA matchups, plus expert analysis on player props that could just be your ticket to big wins. Don't miss out on your winning advantage, so subscribe now to the BettingPros YouTube channel. It's where you catch the daily juice, and now you can catch our brand new NBA betting show at 11 a.m. Eastern Time with Matt Modai. Okay, let's talk about trends. Trends are your friends until they're not. Dallas is 11-1 to a goal in the first 10 minutes. That is what we call a gift. Goal in the first 10 minutes, but it's juicy. It's minus 166. I hate laying that type of juice when I am this cold. So what do? I make things more complicated for myself, but the good news is the opponent is the Chicago Blackhawks. The Blackhawks on the year are the third most aggressive team to be scoring or giving up a goal in the first 10 minutes. 70% of the time, 22 times in 33 games. That is 72.7% of the time a goal is scored in the first 10 minutes for the Blackhawks. If you're looking at Dallas, they are 21 of 32, but they've been red hot. 9-1 over the last 10, 10-2 over the last 12. We are betting over, yes, to a goal in the first 10 minutes. This can be found at DraftKings. It's fun being in legal sports states with DraftKings. I can bet on DraftKings and do a parlay like this, where you're taking the minus 166 goal in the first 10 minutes for Dallas and Chicago. And I'm going to parlay that up also with a team that is very hot to the yes goal in the first 10 minutes. That would be the St. Louis Blues. They are 17-2 to a goal in the first 10 minutes for them. And St. Louis is currently hosting the Colorado Avalanche. And you might be a little concerned about Colorado. I don't blame you. Colorado's a little bit suspect to a goal in the first 10 minutes. They are 6-4 over their last 10, but on the year, they're only at 52.9% for goals in the first 10 minutes. 18 times out of 34 games. But given the fact that they're playing St. Louis, who is number 2 in the NHL in this category, 24 of 33 games, 8-2 over the last 10, 17-2 over the last 19, 80% over the last 10, and way higher than 72%, which is the season average here for a goal in the first 10 minutes. Gift parlay. We haven't done one of these in a while. For one unit, it is a plus 156 parlay here. Goal in the first 10 minutes, Chicago, Dallas. Goal in the first 10 minutes, Colorado and St. Louis. Yes, I'm betting trends. Yes, I'm making this more difficult. Yes, you want to fade this. I'm not going to be mad at all if you want to go ahead and fade my plays today, because I would fade me with how cold I have been. I know a bunch of you guys have been, and that's totally fine. I'm completely cool with that. I understand that my picks have been garbage over the last couple of weeks, and it's just end of the year stuff. It just happens with a lot of people. You know, when you bet every day, this gets to be kind of complicated. A lot of life things come into play, and a lot of things take you away from watching games, and your process gets all screwed up. I'm on vacation, and this is, part of the thing about doing the Daily Juice is you got to fire every day, and sometimes it just gets, complicated and whatnot. I'm not making excuses. Picks have been bad. I'm just explaining my life here to you guys a little bit about how we're doing it, okay? So, first play is a 2-leg gift parlay. Goal in the first 10 minutes, Chicago, Dallas. Goal in the first 10 minutes, Colorado and St. Louis. That's a plus 156 parlay. All right, here's a bet you can fade if you want. Radford is at Clemson. Radford is 144th on KenPom. They are taking on 26th on KenPom, Clemson. This is at Clemson, Little John Arena. Now, I like Radford a lot. Radford on the year, 10-2 ATS. On the road, 8-1 ATS. Now, Clemson's 3-2 at home ATS. 4 of the last 5 they have covered. They've covered 3 games in a row as well. Clemson nationally ranked. They just beat Queens by 30. They lost to Memphis on the road by 2, but they covered. They were 3-point dogs. They beat TCU by 8 as 2-point dogs. They beat South Carolina at home by 5. They were laying 8. They beat Alcorn State by 22.5. They were laying 21 at home. They were laying 5.5 against Boise. They won by 17. The last time we saw Radford, they played before Christmas against West Virginia. They won the game outright. Plus 6.5 on that game, and they won the game outright. Before that, they were laying 3.5 against Bucknell. They won the game outright. This is a monster step up in competition, but it's 15.5. The line is 15.5. This is the biggest line that we've seen since the opener, where they were catching 18.5 against North Carolina on the road, and they lost by 16. Okay? This is a lot of points for Clemson to lay after the holiday. They haven't played since the 22nd of December. Radford hasn't played since the 20th, but Radford has won 5 games in a row. And I love betting on hot teams, even coming off the break, which can be a little bit of a worry wart there to go after the break. But that's more about laying the points, okay? Clemson might come out and blow the doors off Radford. It's very, very possible, okay? You want to bet Clemson, lay 15.5. Don't blame you in the least. But Radford's been one of the best teams against the spread. They already won at West Virginia. They lost by 16 as 18.5-point dogs, covered at North Carolina. So against 2 power conference teams, they're 2-0 ATS. This is the 3rd time they're playing a power conference team, and a chance to keep this game close within 15.5. Look, I think they lose the game. I think Clemson wins, but Clemson wins probably by 10 to 12 points here. I think 15.5 is too heavy. You guys might wind up getting a better number than me on this, but I'm going to take the points. Radford plus 15.5 on the road at Clemson here tonight for 1.1 units. Okay? We'll get more into college basketball as we head towards the first of the year. We got NFL football coming up on Saturday and on Sunday and on Monday, so we're going to take a look at that and obviously focus in a bit on that. National championship coming up our semifinals coming up on the 1st. That probably will be the next time I'll get involved with college football. And I think the game just went final for the Boston Celtics. I think they just in overtime they did. The Boston Celtics came all the way back down 17 points to beat the Pistons 128-122. They were 17-point favorites, but they handed the 28th consecutive loss to the Pistons. That is the record for the most consecutive losses. And it's not actually a record for the most consecutive losses overall. There's still one more. If they lose one more, they set the all-time record here for the NBA for most losses. The Pistons lost 28 between 2 seasons. So we're not there yet. We need one more. But Boston somehow, some way, I know a bunch of you guys at halftime jumped on Boston money line. That was a good play I recommended. I think it was a good, smart play to jump on that. They were down by 17, and then they were down by just a little in the third quarter, and they go on to win the game 128-122. So Boston's not the answer to the trivia question. Pistons are 2-28. They've lost 28 straight. It's amazing they opened up 2-0, and now they've lost 28 straight. So gift parlay to start the day off today. Dallas to have a goal in the first 10 minutes. St. Louis, goal in the first 10 minutes, plus 156. And Radford at plus 15.5 on the road at Clemson for 1.1 units. My name is Matt Perrault. Hopefully we have a good day today. I might be able to recap the day tomorrow because these games are getting played during the day. So we might be able to recap the day tomorrow on the podcast like we did today. But that is what we're doing here for a Friday. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt each and every morning. The Daily Juice Podcast, always being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.